Hey there, thanks for clicking the link. My name's Ben and I'm building a game in Unity, and this is my devlog number 8. Stick around and we're going to go through this week's progress. Before we do though, I'm going to crack into a stout about it. This is Aldi's craft beer. Let's see what this is like. If I can get my nails under the bloody thing. Ow. Not a great start. There we go. Yeah, it's got vanilla in it. I'll give it that. Yeah, it's alright. It'll do. Yeah, so interesting week in terms of game development. I'm getting to the point now, I think for the last probably 2-3 weeks, where I don't feel like I've made that much progress and I'm getting a little bit frustrated. There's things going on in life, which is standard. But yeah, it's a little bit frustrating that I'm not as far as I like to be. That being said, this is why I do these videos, is to sort of review my efforts. And last week, actually, I did do more than I think. So let's quickly launch the game. And I'll walk you through what I've done, some issues I've hit this week that I've overcome. And yeah, first of all, I've introduced a new camera, which is slightly wider angled and has this fisheye effect. Now, I didn't actually want to do this, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it. It is quite nice to be able to see more in the game, I'll give it that, but it does feel a bit weird as well when you're looking around. The reason I added a new camera, I found a slight issue with, I don't know if it's my misunderstanding of Unity or if it's a bug with Unity, but if I add an extra camera and I was trying to animate a camera, that's why I added a new one. It's like the last camera in the list takes preference and it no longer acknowledges the first camera. And if you delete the new camera you've added, the existing one wasn't rendering, which was a bit frustrating. So I had to kind of delete all my cameras and then put all the settings back. Not entirely sure what's gone on there. I'm a little bit resistant to sort of do that again at the moment, just in case I mess it up again. So what I might do is actually create a backup and play with the cameras, because I really want to be able to animate cameras. I was getting to this point in my game where I want some cinematics, and I need to be able to move the camera around at certain points, and it would just be easier and cleaner if I had set cameras for certain animatics, rather than trying to use the one camera for it all. So that happened, and it took me a while to figure out how to get my camera back, and I started to panic because I was like, shit, nothing's coming on screen. This green smoke that you can see here is using the new scene graph. So rather than using the particle generator, which you can do in effects, this particle system, I actually used, let me find it. Where are my objectives? Campfire. Yeah, scene graph, I forget what you call it now, scene graph. But using this system, which gives you a lot more control than the particle system, and it also, it's quite nice in the fact that you can do things like this. So you can externalize variables that you can configure, which means you can reuse these graphs and just change certain variables. So for example, I've exposed on here the smoke color, and if I had another bonfire and I wanted the smoke color to be red, I can drag it to red. As you can see, it's not working, and that's a bit annoying, and I know why it's not working, and I had this fixed at one point, but I've lost where the option was. Basically, I'm doing the same thing. I've got to remember what I did now. I did the same thing in my day and night. Was it post-processing? There's somewhere you can attach these. Oh, let's just have a look for skin quickly. Yeah, this diffusion profile, that was what it's called, diffusion profile. You need to attach one of these to the smoke, and then it should work. And I did that at some point, and it was white, and it was fine. Now it's broken. I'm not sure why, and I can't remember where or how I added the diffusion profile. So on it, at some point this week, I'll look at putting that back and getting that working again. I'm not too concerned at the moment. Did add another feature around the bonfire as well, so let's just quickly launch this. Oh yeah, I'm testing out the torch, that's why it's in it. So you can see when I put my mouse cursor over the bonfire now, we get the little instruction at the bottom. Click to light the fire, and it disappears when the mouse comes off. I might change that to be more like what a lot of games do, you know, with the press E to interact. Might do something like that. But yeah, you can now click it and the fire comes alive. The smoke looks better at night, again because of that diffusion profile. For some reason in the dark it's better, but there is an element of that green, there you go, which is frustrating. The other thing about this as well, which is a little bit annoying, is it has a massive impact on the FPS. So I'm going to have to look at this. Oh god, what's all that flickering? That's new. Yeah, I'm going to have to look at this. Also, you've got the light from the torch dynamically reacting with the smoke, which I'd imagine there's loads of calculations going on, hence the drop in FPS. There was something in the graph system where you can make the smoke transparent alpha, you know, and it will respond to natural light. So I'll probably play with that. I'm sure that get sorted easily enough. Down there, this is another little nuisance. So you can see that flickering going on around these tiles. That's where the I've got two terrains, and I think I've used Terrain Stitcher because I was getting massive gaps in them, and I think what's going on there is it's tried to munge the two together and blur it a bit, but the layers are obviously competing. It doesn't know which one's the top layer, so that's why it's flickering. Yeah, and I have to come back to that another point. What that does though is not only does it flicker like that, but the lighting seems to get affected by it badly as well. You can see that there's a shadow being cast. That shouldn't be there. Yes, that's a bit of a pain. I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to progress the story now, hence I need to be able to do cinematics. I need to be able to have these interactable objects so that you can interact and progress the game. So it's a good place to be in. Just I'm not as far down the line as I would like to be with it all, and I keep hitting small issues that take up a lot of my time to sort of rectify. Don't know if you saw that, but there was some flickering going on in the background. Again, it's something I need to play with and sort out. I think that's probably it for this week. In terms of updates, it doesn't sound a lot. It's just, it's the way it is, isn't it? When you're using a game engine that you've not developed yourself, you have to learn what it can and can't do, and you have to work around. Well, first of all, you have to work out when something goes wrong. Is it something that you've done, or is it something that the engine's done wrong? Is it a bug? Is it the implementation approach? You have to sort of debug it, and it takes a while with this sort of stuff. But I'm really happy with how it's looking at the moment. I can't remember last week if I had this look and feel, but I totally toned down the volumetrics, and I went from a sort of orange look to a blue look, which just makes it look a bit more, in my mind, a bit more like what I was after. I wanted it to look like you had arrived on the island on a bright sunny day, and I think that's now what you've got, especially when you come up here. Look, it just looks so nice now. You've got the shadows casting on the torch. I didn't have that before. Can't remember why not, but that's all working now. So yeah, it just looks really, really pretty. I'm really happy with some of the environments I'm building now. Got a bit of colour in there. Yeah, the ocean I need to spend a bit more time on. That's the point. Also, I need to cut the ocean out because it's actually below the island as well, below the rocks right now, and there's no point having that there. It's just rendering nothing. It's doing maths that it doesn't need to do. The spaceship had a little play with that. I found a nice effect. It was sort of a matte black, and I found this. I forget what the name was now. Where have we gone? Where is my... I'm not prepared for this, as you can tell. This has been going on as well. It's like everything's being ignored. Yeah, this Erdison, whatever. It gives it this nice sort of, almost like a bubble, I guess, oily look, which I kind of liked. It just added a nice ooh. Nah, let's go back to that. Yeah, nice effect, just to make it look a bit more alien-like. Got the aliens back in play because they're, you know, the story's now progressing to that point where they're going to be around. Ooh. Nighttime. Oh yeah, I did some work on nighttime, so the volumetrics there, which makes, you know, the spaceship beam glow lovely. I like that, really like that. And you got the alien in there as well. One type of alien. I'm not sure what's going on with the pixelation though. Like by the top there, I was just about to point to the screen, but up by the top here, yeah, you can see it's really pixelated. I'm not sure why that is. Kind of like it, I've got to say, but it's not what I wanted really. What's that little red flickering thing up there? Oh, I'm just at that stage with this game where what I need to do is get my to-do list, jot everything down that I know is wrong, and then stop sort of jumping between what I see and think is most important at that moment and just start ticking things off. That's what I need to do, because at the moment I'm getting distracted, focused on things that I probably shouldn't be. This week I really wanted to sort of start the game work and push that, and I have done some, but not enough, because I get distracted by things like this. I mean, look at the shadow, it's not working. Anyway, yeah, some leaves falling down. That's it. That's my devlog for week 8. Sorry if it's not been very productive, exciting, thrilling. I'm doing these logs more for my own benefit, I guess, at this stage. Like, I'd love to do them properly and have a nice background for you and lighting and audio and some context that's valuable, but yeah, not at this stage. All right. Going back?
Yeah, you're recording video.
Huh?
You're recording video.
I am, yeah. But you've just like walked right in.
I can't see me.
It's not the point though, is it?
I was being quiet. Right, so I quit.
And that's family life for you. Right, done anyway. Until next week. Bye.